Hello and welcome back to another video. So in this video we empty a car wash interceptor, wash bay pit, we empty and clean an overflowing tank, then we go out in the 6-wheeler at the end of the video. I've got a bit of footage from that, nothing amazing, but I thought I'd leave it in, you might be interested. But first we're going to go clear a block toilet in a coffee shop. It's worth mentioning now as well, if you haven't already, please subscribe, please leave a like, and also please leave a comment on this video. Thank you.
If you like this video, give a thumbs up and make sure to hit subscribe at the end.
Okay, so here we have a block toilet. So what I did on this one was flush the toilet and it filled up, and then I clicked the off button on my GoPro as I was getting my gloves on and getting my rod ready. Now what happened is the toilet cleared itself, typically when I had the GoPro switched off, which is about right. So as you can see, this was a nice easy job. Now, you would think by now I would have learnt to leave the GoPro recording all the time. So what I'm going to do now is just give this toilet a little bit of a clean. I'm going to scrape the worst of it off with the rod just so I don't get the toilet brush too dirty. Okay, so believe it or not, that was the only job I did that day, which is absolutely ridiculous. You just can't predict this line of work. So we now move on to the next day where we are out with our combi and we're going to be cleaning out a car wash interceptor pit. So basically it's where they pull the cars over and all the dirt just collects in a big pit underneath, and then the water just goes off through an interceptor. So as you can see, this wash bay is just absolutely full of silt. So we're using our combi to suck all that silt out. Then we're going to use the jetter on the combi to give it a good wash round. So you can probably tell by now this took an awful lot of water to get all this silt moving. And finally, we're nearly at the bottom. So we're going to move on to a little bit later in the day now, where we had a phone call about a tank that is overflowing. Now this was a really interesting one. We got called there in the jetting unit to try and clear the problem. And when we got there, the tank was overflowing and there was nothing we could do with it other than call in a tanker. There's a combi going off the tip from the last job. It really is, isn't it?
Show you the pipe.
Nice clean side glass.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So let's get this tank empty and work out what's going on.
Every single time we come here, it's always like this. It's always leaking over.
How often did you come here?
Every single time we come here. I've come here 3 times since I worked here.
So you can't.
It's tiny. The tank's it's ruined. It's just it's really old.
Can you see the outfall? The outlet?
No, not that I know of. It's like a proper old school limestone wall all the way down. And then at the bottom it's just full of shit. Like rocks and stuff.
You don't think it's
This is the worst I've seen, though.
bad things?
This is the worst I've seen.
Could you soak out the bottom so
It's not,
Problem is, you're down in this dip, you'd have had a job doing anything with it.
So
Pretty much an outlet, or
I reckon it's an inlet.
Yeah, I do as well. I can see the wall there as well on the side.
That's an arch, look at that. It's got a lovely arch on it.
So what we're going to do now is give this tank a good wash round. Okay, so now we're all cleaning at the bottom, we managed to find the inlet tucked back underneath. Now, the interesting thing is there's another pipe coming in. Now, what we're suspecting is another house used to be connected to this tank. So there's the other inlet over there. As you might be able to make out, there's a bung in the pipe. So it's obviously been capped off for some reason. Now, the interesting thing is we couldn't find an outlet to jet. So what ended up happening is we spoke to the guy's wife on the site, and she said, oh no, it's just a holding tank, there's no outlet. So the question is, why did they ring it in as a blockage? Why didn't they just ask for the tank to be emptied? So as we got the water on the van, what we thought we'd do is just give the area a bit of a wash down just to try and dilute that sewage down a bit so it's a bit cleaner for the customer.
That I don't want to pick up, so I'll come back for that.
And that was the end of another day. So the next lot of footage is just my day out in the six-wheeler, and I didn't really have anything too much to video, to be honest. They were all like closed-in tanks. But I've got a bit of footage anyway, so I'll leave it in. You never know, you might be interested in it, so give it a watch. Okay, so the first job to do is on the docks. Now, I drove around the docks for half hour looking for a boat that I couldn't find. So they sent up a car to come and find me, and they're going to take me to it. Now, we're here to empty a sewage tank on a boat. Now, it's not a particularly big boat, but the one in front of us, you don't really appreciate the scale of these ships until they're in front of you like this. I say it's absolutely huge. So the one we're here to empty is this little one to the right hand side of us now. Now they got a little sewage tank on there. To be honest, it's tiny. All you've got to do is just connect your pipe up. To be honest with you, they do it for you and you just stick the lorry on suck. So hence why I've got hardly any footage. But enjoy it anyway. So, a nice easy job. So it turned out I was only here about 15 minutes, so not too bad. So all we got to do now is take it to the treatment plant, which is about 10 minutes down the road, and get the lorry offloaded so we can go to the next job. Now, I'm glad they marked the exit on the floor because this place is an absolute maze. Like I said, it was a nightmare to find the boat I was looking for.
Right. Yeah. Cheers.
Now the thing is this lorry's a DAF, so it likes to have random faults. So at this point it decided I didn't have my seatbelt on, which clearly I do, but yep, it's a DAF, they do things like that. So after about a 10-minute drive, we are at the treatment centre, so we're going to get the truck offloaded.
You alright? Yeah. Yeah.
Now you'd think these days they'd have an electric barrier, but nope, not at this site. So let's get the truck up on the weighbridge. I'm going to do a sample. I didn't video that bit and take the paperwork in, and then we can offload on the bay. then it's just a case of going in, sticking a signature on the paperwork, and then on to the next site.
Coach Mac. Nice of them.
Of course, I had to wait for the man on the barrier. So the next job was picking up some machine coolant, and of course it was absolutely hammering it down with rain. Again, sorry, there's nothing too much really to say on this job. It was literally a case of emptying these two tanks. Now, stupidly, the lid for the other one is on the far side of the tank. Why they've put it in that way round, I don't know. Now, I will show you in a second what's inside the tank. I only filmed the bit where I was pumping out the button, not the actual tank itself. Okay, so that's pretty much my day done. So I didn't film tipping this one because it's going into a chemical reclaiming site. Is that what you call them? You can't film in there. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do in a day. So if you like the video, please leave a like. If you could leave a comment, that'd be amazing. And if you haven't already, please, please, please subscribe. I'm trying to get this channel as big as possible, so the more of you are there, can't even say it. The more of you there are, the better. So yeah, I will see you on the next one.
Please like and subscribe and leave a comment.